So the WNBA draft ratings are the second highest ever. The only problem is they got cut in half from last year, Rob. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
So, hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so with the notification bell when you do so get notified of our next video. Join us for Caitlin Clark's crossover. That's going to be Monday and Thursday, 6 to 7 and 5:30, 6:30, respectively, Eastern time, except for major holidays. Talk about Caitlin Clark, and we got guest podcasters like a sports reporters type forum. And we'll also go live for their first preseason game against the Brazilian team. I guess that's May 4th. So join us for that and all the regular season games that are nationally televised. We're trying to go live for. So please join us for those. All right, Rob. So everyone knows who Elle Duncan is. She's one of the tribalistic Caitlin Clark haters over at ESPN.
You're being nice, Mark. I know what you want to say. I know what I want to say.
All right. Well, that was the best I could do, and still get this monetized. Her video.
This is a family. This is a family show, so we have to.
Oh, so anyways, not surprisingly, I said they're going to be less than half, and they actually were less than half. And even though it looks like it's not, it actually is, because they're 1.25 million for average, and it was 2.45 million for Caitlin Clark. But last year, they didn't register all the ratings last year because in 35% of the out-of-home viewership, they were not counted. And that actually increases the ratings by about 5 to 6%. Only 5 to 6%, because that's only about 15% of the actual ratings. In-home ratings were actually 100% taken into account, so that's why it's not as much as it sounds like. But it's still 5%. That makes it more than double what it was this year. And then the peak one was already more than double. It's 3.09 million, as opposed to like 1.5 million. We'll get the ratings. And so this is the same thing that happened in the NCAA championship game, Rob, where it was half as much. It was more than double the year before.
Right.
And when they showed the ratings, they said second highest rating ever, and they just skipped the year before instead of saying it went down 50%. Well, the ESPN did the exact same thing, which is not surprising. We knew they would.
Right.
And we'll even show you the post. Here is the ratings and how they presented it. Up 119% for 2023. The only problem is this is 2025. And if I'm not mistaken, Rob, I'm not good at math. There is a year in between 2023 and 2025.
No, Mark, you're very good at math, and I'm not that great at math, but I think most of us can see that they kind of skipped a year there.
Right. So, but this was good, though. This is a good rating for the. Here's the thing, and I said the same thing, Rob, when we went over the ratings for the NCAA championship finals. First of all, we know some of this is left over from Caitlin Clark fans, the interest that she generated and that they hung around. So we know that, because we don't know how much of that contributed to this. But we have to look at next year and see if this can be sustained. Like, is there more of a drop-off again next year? And I said the same thing with the championship finals. Let's see what the ratings are 2 years in a row to really get a feel for how much women's basketball in the WNBA is growing. People wanted to know why they skipped 2024. Now, this isn't her website. She was responding to the website that we just showed, A12, whatever it was. She said, I can help here. So we all know last year was pretty anomalous with CC being who she is. So to track actual growth, since she isn't going to ever be drafted again or play in college again, we use 2023 metric to track actual growth and progress. 2023 was record-setting as well, which is false, by the way, Rob. It wasn't record-setting. It wasn't record-setting in any way, shape, or form, because even the finals wasn't the highest-rated game.
Right.
Attendance wasn't the highest, or the regular season TV viewership wasn't. There was no record-setting in 2023. It all took place in 2024. So that was false, because they actually had higher ratings the first 3 years in the league than they did up until Caitlin Clark entered the league.
But if you're going to try to compare, why would you go back 2 years? Why not? You're supposed to go back the previous year.
Well, here's the part that I can't figure out, Rob. If Caitlin Clark didn't actually grow the league, it was like the whole rookie class, then why is she saying what she's saying here, that CC is so unique? She isn't going to ever be drafted again or play in college again. That's every player. That's every number one pick isn't ever going to be drafted again or college again. So that's not a reason.
Right.
And I want to point that out, Rob, because this is stupid what she wrote here. And I want to point out what she has in the beginning, her X account. Now, just think about how dumb her comment is and how dumb other comments she has made about Caitlin Clark and Paige Beckers being the biggest star in the world, or is going to be the biggest star in the world, or was going to be the biggest star in the world. And she has this pinned at the top of her X account. I'm amazed at how many geniuses there are in the world that, thanks to Twitter, are able to have a platform to espouse their expertise. LOL. Damn, Menza, I hope you're on here recruiting. How arrogant and how rich for someone who makes so many dumb comments.
Right. She's got a lot of nerve. I doubt she's ever going to be qualified for Menza.
Oh no, Rob, she's not smart enough for Menza.
No.
There's no way. There's no way.
No, not even close.
So, anyways,
I mean, she qualified for the dumb. If there was a dumb Menza, she definitely would be the top one.
Is there such a thing as a dumb Menza? What is there? There's an anti-Menza website, Rob?
Yeah,
idiots galore.
You be dumb.
So that's Elle Duncan, and we know how many dumb comments she's made. So let's see what some of the responses were. So someone said, "What do you mean to track actual growth?" Like, that's a good point. Isn't last year actual growth?
Right.
Last year was more growth the league will see over the next 5 years. Disappointing, but not surprised. And she said, I'm talking about the draft and CBB, sir. Since, again, since is not a sentence. Okay, neither is again, but she's got a period there. All right. CC will never occupy those spaces. The W has T started. I guess it's supposed to be just started. Yet, we can't track growth from last year yet. But C in May, sure we can. We can track growth from last year by counting last year.
Right.
Okay?
I mean, what do you mean? Why are you just so when you make when you try to evaluate each year, you go back every 2 years? Is that what she's saying? You can't evaluate what you've done last year, so you have to go back 2 years to evaluate what happened.
Again, she's saying CC will never occupy those spaces. That's the same for every number one draft pick. It's the same for every college championship game. So that nothing's changed other than the fact that they want to minimize Caitlin Clark's popularity. And it's interesting that she said she wasn't really that popular, responsible for the growth, but yet they want to take away the ratings from it. And this is Chicks Dig Scars podcast said, LOL, it's funny for a media that downplays Caitlin Clark in every way possible, ignores her ratings because they were so insanely high. I don't know of any other sport that has ever done this. 2023 was not a record either. Media sucks at their job.
Perfect. Yep, that's perfect. He's exactly right. Exactly right.
Oh, this was convincing until I read the original post from ESPN. ESPN was not promoting the growth of women's basketball. They were showcasing their viewership on their network last night. That's the reason why 2024 numbers were left off the tweet completely. I don't know why this person was convinced until she read the original post. I mean, what was so hard about that? All right. It's how you track growth, but I think you should at least include Caitlin drafts so that people don't feel you're being dismissive of what she did. Well, that's exactly what they're doing. So,
yeah, we know what they're doing. That's the whole thing. We know what they're doing.
Right. Caitlin fans are still watching. So the Clark effect is still going. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. This is unbelievable. With all respect, this was something I think is what they're supposed to read. I would expect a current U.S. government to talk this way, calling a 50% drop progress, eliminating unsettling truth to redefine the narrative. This is avoiding reality. All right, so your logic is faulty, misleading. All right, so they'd have to do this, Rob, in the NBA too, which they haven't done it. That logic would have to apply to other NBA, WNBA stats, such as MJ's historic years of scoring and CP3s, which would not be counted because they were anomalous due to the crazy variance from other NBA players. How do they erase Caitlin's draft year. Because they just want to throw her out the door, Rob. That's what it means.
They want the WNBA to say that, oh, the WNBA, look at that, look at us, look how good we're doing, and people ask, why is that? Oh, it's because
it's
all
of women's basketball, Rob. It's not
right.
Caitlin.
Right.
It's not 90% Caitlin, even though our eyes tell us it is. I thought this was funny. Everyone else thinks it's funny too, except for Elle Duncan. She just thinks she's a genius. Her genius helped us out here, Rob. She explained it to us. Now we understand. So I feel smarter now because of Elle Duncan. I'm going to go apply for that Mensa test, Rob.
Well, yeah, me too. She made me much smarter now, Mark. I feel that I can really understand things, what's going on today.
We are geniuses now. Not me. This does not compute. This is not logical. We are not geniuses. I'm sorry.
We must listen to Elle Duncan. She is all. She knows all. She's all.
This is like the Wizard of Oz, Rob. The all-knowing wizard.
Yeah, exactly. And then when you pull that curtain, you're like, oh my God, it's Elle Duncan. Oh my gosh.
Push that curtain back. Toto, what are you doing? Put that curtain back.
The wide world of sports.
Oh my gosh. All right. I don't think Wild Wild West sports existed in the 1800s, Rob, but oh well. Slim Pickens didn't know everything about back then, I guess. No. Who knows? All right. Well, Elle Duncan wants to know, where are the white women at? That's what Elle Duncan wants to know.
Well, no, she knows where they're at. They just don't want her. They don't want to publicize the white woman.
It's interesting because Paige is white. I wonder what spin they would have had if the number one draft pick was black, who's supposed to be the biggest draw.
Right.
I wonder what spin we'd put on it now. And I got to go ask Elle Duncan because I am not Mensa material like her, apparently.
Right, Mark. So anything that concerns the WNBA this year, Mark, we don't go to anything else. We just go, what would Elle Duncan say? What would she say? And so we'll just go to her, and we'll get the right view.
I'll go to the nearest Mensa meeting in Philadelphia, Rob, and see if I can get the answers.
Well, I'm down here across from DC. I don't think we have any Mensas over there. Definitely, I'm not gonna. That's as far as I say. All
right.
That's all I'm gonna say.
All right. Let us know what you think down below. If you like this video, share with your family, friends, and acquaintances. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that notification bell when you do, so you can get notified of our next video. And Kate and Claire's crossovers every Monday and Thursday from 5:30 to 6:30 on Thursdays and 6 to 7 on Mondays, Eastern time, except for major holidays. So join us for that. It's like a sports reporters type forum. We have guest podcasters. All right, we talk about Kate and Clark and all sorts of good stuff. NBA playoffs, Rob, where legends are born. Go Knicks!
Blue and orange skies, Mark. Blue and orange skies.
All right, so everybody root for Rob's Knicks because they're going to need it. Not this round. I think they'll win this round. All right.
We want Boston. We ain't scared of Boston. We want Boston.
You got it. Okay. We'll see. If you want, you can donate to this channel with super chats and super thanks down below. There's a link to PayPal. We'll see you in the next video.
Go New York. Go New York. Go.